that we've just learned how to manage. The third thing that we all struggle, just like Jane, is the area of financial illiteracy. We saw that Jane was into multiple borrowing, and this added more pressure. And like I said it even right now, if somebody wants to send you your own money on your own phone, you will tell them, don't you put it. Because let me give you another line. Let me just withdraw your line. Because if it is on empty, why? Because of debts and the financial crisis. Colleagues, the clergy are here and will testify on with me on this. Anointing without money annoys. Let me say it again. Anointing without money annoys. Now, if we were to help Jen and we will help Jen there, I can imagine that Jen's life will be steady now. Because we realize that while we are looking at the stress, we manage the stress at home, at the same time stress at workplace. Now, we need to help Jen in the field of finance. Now, that's why you see this thing has now come. Why? Because financial literacy is the core for all of us. Now, why financial literacy? Because it is important for us. And I'm now putting on the shoe of being the financial literacy trainer. And we run this because a few of us are master trainers in the country. I think so far we are 68 in the whole of Uganda. But we want to train more people. And this training is done by Bank of Uganda. And we support. And then also, we formed a association of UFLA, Uganda Financial Literacy Association. We need the financial literacy. Because if Jenny knew the impact of her loans, she wouldn't have borrowed those loans. Right? That's why I said earlier that people perish for lack of knowledge. We need information, we need knowledge. And here we are going to look at this so that we want to help Jane address her crisis. And once we address this, I can believe that all of us will go back when we're empowered with our finances, we are empowered with our choices, we're empowered with managing stress, we're empowered with identifying this crisis that we're going through. We also get a place to appreciate that, as we saw earlier, all of us will go through challenges, all of us will go through crises, but when we address them early, we minimize cases of mental health challenges. Because these things cannot be done. We can prevent these issues, we can address these issues, even when they come, we can manage them. Right? Now, colleagues, if you are broke by choice. I'm still going to work through that book to help us understand, because I want to share from my lived experience. Like I told you, I've been broke and broken. So I want to talk from my lived experiences. I don't want to tell you what I've never done. I will tell you what I've done, and that's where we're going. Where are you right now as far as your finance is concerned? Because it is until, like I said even on stress management, it is until you understand your position, it is until you understand where you are at, you can't do anything. And we need to appreciate that we are either running from something or we are running towards something, as far as money issues are concerned. And until we understand our current realities, nothing will move. So I want us to just reflect on this. Where are we standing? Where do you belong as far as finances are concerned? Are you on the left or you're on the right? If you're on the left, then chances are even your performance will be affected. Right? Just imagine you are the overseer of the project. Left is on the left of the facilitator or the because when you are here, the left is on the left. Alright? I was saying that imagine the overseer of the project has come to address the staff and the community. And when he has come, some people who demand him their money, they have also come. I can tell you even the message to give them will become hard. Yeah? Are you aware that most men, when they are broke, they are angry? Yeah. I like that confession. You know, it is a time for reflection and also confession, so that we can be able to change some things. And I also aware that when when you are very broke, the spirit will be willing, but the body will be weak. Men who are here. Are you aware of that? Yeah. We are talking this real issue because one thing happens, it affects the other. That's why if we are to help Jane, we must help Jane holistically. Yeah? We address issues affecting Jane from the house to the workplace to every being of her life. Now, once we are here, I was the one that to do this. Personally, that was my financial statement for some years. You are working very well, working day and night. You are constantly at work, doing whatever you're able to do. You appear at work, but at the end of the month, somebody comes, he's a chop, the balance is zero. Somebody comes, chop, the balance is zero. For 3.5 years, you are in a 7-figure debt. And you are working. I can tell you life can be tough. From a lived experience. If you have the book, that story is on chapter 16. Sorry, on page 16. I have the bank statement printed and inserted in this book. To let you know that I've also been there myself. So you are not alone. You could be going through a personal crisis right now. You are not alone. And why do we get to this kind of positions? Why do we get to this kind of financial crisis? Why do we get into this kind of debts? It is because of lack of financial literacy skills. We don't have information on money. And by the way, in most cases, for us men, because we try to compete, we try to fit in, we try to figure out some things, you want to please people. We don't get into debts because of need. We get into debt and borrowing because of pressure. Yes? And because of the pressure that we are in, we are forced, even we don't understand, even if we were to be given loan forms to read, we don't read them. Our focus is where am I signing my name and the amount. That's our focus. We don't read the terms of the loan. Even when we understand the terms of the law, just like we saw in the story of Jane, there was no option. Looked everywhere, there was no option. So she was forced to borrow, even when she knew that she was going to pay 100% interest. Are we together? Now, financial literacy involves getting the right knowledge, skills, and confidence to manage money well. That is all. When you hear financial literacy, we are looking at core information, the knowledge, the right knowledge, the skills, and the confidence to manage money well. Now, I'm sure if you are to go back to your work previously about the story of Jane, to know what is the poverty, I am sure some of you gave the answers to do with mindset, to do with the lack of knowledge, to do with the lack of this, lack of this. And when we add all of that together, it gives us the until you understand where you are at, you can't go anywhere. And if you are to go, you will go blindly. Right? So we don't want to go blindly anymore. From today forward, we want to walk by sight, not by closing eyes and then we just go. If you are to look at your assets, if you look at your assets, if you look at your cash at the hand, if you look at your cash on the phone, if you look at your savings, if you look at your investments, how much is it in total? Now, vis-a-vis, if you look at your liabilities, where you look at your loans, you look at your debts, you look at your other expenses, which are not yet done. If you add all of this, how are you standing? Are you standing on the negative side or you're standing on the positive side? This is where you can, because, like I said, the truth you know is what will set you free. Because then when you know that you are on the negatives, then you can then be able to say, okay, how do I move? Because the more you do this, because I've done this many years now, the more you do this, you see things changing. You see things shifting. You see things adjusting. We've never done this in our life, right? Now, the problem with this, soon going to school, you will wonder how we will pay school fees. I was telling somebody that for you, our question now, if you are to be a good parent who pays the school fees for your 6 children, if you have 6 children, for example, if you are to pay fees for your 6 children, you must be having, from nursery to university, you must prepare for over 600 million to pay fees.
Yeah.
From nursery up to university, for 6 children. So if you want to know what do you do? So this is where we need to address this issue, but it begins from here. I want to challenge all of you. Do this on your own. How are you standing? So that even now, when you are praying, you pray with wisdom. Lord, here is where I am. You know, there is this verse I like in the Bible, Psalms 90, verse 12. Verse 10, first of all, says, Psalm 90, verse 10, first of all, says that our years are 70. But if for reason of strength, if we have strength, we can push it up to 80. But it is full of pain and misery. And it flies away very fast. But I like the verses 12 of that Psalms. Teach us to number our days, so that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Then we know how do we move. But you cannot get that heart of wisdom until you know where you are at. Right now, how are things standing financially? This is where we must be honest with ourselves. You know, many times we've been living in denial. That's why even right now, if I ask you, how are you? You will say, you're okay. That's why when I say, oh, DJ, the answer will be DJ. Sina Shoga. I like that. I have no problem at all. But to broke in the wallet. So, personal financial management is what we want to focus on this afternoon. Why? Because money, it has to be with the personal decisions. It's not about group, it's about personal. Why personal? I want to ask Madam PD, has your husband ever come to sign your money from the project? No. Why? Yet he's your husband. Doesn't work there, and the money doesn't belong to him. So the money belongs to you. That's why you take the responsibility for that money. Once they lands on your account, as a good madam, as a good husband, and a mentor for other girls, you will come to your husband and say, Mwami, Mushisha Wanje, salary is here. Let's do something.
He has the ATM.
Yeah, but what am I saying? It is possible. And the personal financial management involves setting financial goals. And the financial goal is an objective which is expressed in or based upon money. Okay? Here now we're talking about money. I know many times, many years we've been making these same errors. Even I made it myself too. This year is my year of breakthrough. It's my year of financial breakthrough, but you have been more broke for the last 5 years. But every year, it is my year of financial breakthrough. With the objective, what is it? How much money do you want to make this year? How much do you want in savings? How much do you want to have for paying off debts? How much do you want to have in investments? How much money do you actually need? It is until you have this kind of goal, then you can begin to address certain things. Now, reaching your financial goals involves these 4 areas. Number 1, decide. Figure out the amount of money you earn and spend. How much do you earn and how much do you spend? And what makes you comfortable? Let me tell you, financial independence is not about becoming a billionaire. Why? I know billionaires who are very broke. Every day, yes. I know millionaires who have been taken to court because of debts. Yet they're millionaires. So they're not financially independent. You may earn your 500,000, but when you're financially independent, why? You are able to meet all your demands, all your expenses without borrowing. Then you're financially independent. But it begins by knowing what do I need. Determine the cost of your goals. How much do I need to save? How much do I have this and that? And what is the timing of these goals? Once we have this, then we are good to go. 3 things happen to money. Every time money lands on your account, or you get money, three things. Number one, you either spend it, or you save it, or you invest it. Depending on the level you are at with your finances. Because some of us, whenever we get money, we spend it for our day-to-day activities, for our day-to-day needs. Food, housing, transport, clothing, shoes, healthcare, debt payment, and so on. Optional expenses like watching football. Watching football is an option. You can choose to go from here to Napoli to watch a game on Monday, or you can say, I'm not going. It's not to go to Napoli to watch that game, you want to die. But you have a faithful friend called hunger, who will never leave you, nor forsake you. So you must eat every day, unless you declare fast. And I know very many staff, because whenever they are broke, they declare fast. I've been there myself. Every time I go beyond the level and there's nothing to cook, there's nothing to eat, I declare fast. That wasn't there, because things were tough with that kind of thing. Even you go to church and you sing nice songs, I will no more suffer, I will not beg for bread. But then after service, you pass by a kiosk and you borrow some sugar and bread. I've been there. But the point here is, depending on where you are at, you can either get your money, you spend it all, and there's nothing left. Or you get your salary like this, or you get your money like this, you save, or you invest, like I said, depending on where you are at that point. So, three things happen to money. So what do we need? We need a budget. A budget is a money plan. Have you ever had some money and then you touch everywhere, you wonder where the money went? You wonder where the money went, but you actually spent it. It is because there was no plan. You didn't give direction for the money where to go. Now, it is just a tool. And how do we do a budget? We look at our incomes and also look at our expenditures, and then that forms our budget process. Where is the problem? I know lots of us staff here right now. We don't have budget, but we have shopping lists. Because on 25th or 26th, we can't wait for the budget to land on our account. And then we produce a long list. Shopping list. It guides us though, but that's a part of the budget, but it's not the budget. Because with the budget, we must be able to look at all our incomes and our expenditures. Look at all the incomes, maybe from the farm, from your salary, from your projects, from wherever. You add all that, then you know. But this will form. And the problem, why are we always broke? Why do we always have problems? Help me with that paper yet for attendance sheet. Let me use it for demonstration here briefly. Where is the problem? And why are we always angry? Why are we not happy? Very wide open. That's why. Check the shopping list you have. In most cases, at the end of the month, your shopping list is longer than the amount that is actually there. That's why somehow we end up borrowing somewhere to try to fit in. Because the expenditures are so many, but the income is through the narrow gate. Very narrow. And it is unfortunate because when this happens, we expect breakdowns. To change this narrative, we must be able to be honest with ourselves. Yes. We must be honest with our expenditures. We must be honest with our spending. Is it aligning with our budget? Is it aligning with our priorities? Is it aligning with our goals? Is it the objective? That's why many of us we serve in the morning, in the evening we withdraw. No plan. That's why some of us we served on Monday. Tomorrow is Friday weekend. We withdraw. No plan. Where is it coming from? Because of this issue. So once we address this, we will be fine. What is the process for budgeting? We start from review your financial goals. Look at what is your financial goal for this year. I know the year is half gone. Today we're not eating faith, we need food. Yeah. Yes, so time comes when the reality must be checked. Because the Bible even after all says that money answers all. The only problem is the love of it, which becomes the source of all evil. Yeah? So, review your personal goals. What is that you want to achieve this year? What are the plans you have? And then, estimate the amount of income by source. From your farm, how much are you expecting? From this, what are you expecting? From that one, what are you expecting? What is the total? And then you can then go to list all the expenditures which are there that must be happening. And then from there, we can then ensure expenses are less than the income. Because if the expenses are more than the income, the truth is we shall always remain stressed. We shall always remain in anxiety. We shall always be depressed. We shall always remain sad. Why was James so sad? Because that makes everybody to be sad. And this most times is coming from financial crisis. Financial crisis. So, and then we can decide how much we save, and then review and adjust accordingly. And then the problem also sometimes is we spend where it's not necessary. We spend to try to put a name, to be seen. And I want to announce to you, if your wardrobe is more than your books, there is a problem. If your wardrobe is more than your library, there is a problem. And like I said, there are principles. Please make sure whatever you are doing, let your expenditures be at least, let your basic needs cover 50% of the income. Let your basic needs cover 50% of the income. And then the 30% can cover other optional expenditures. Other basic, they are not basic needs, but they are wants. And then the 20% goes into the savings. Because it is a biblical principle to save 20%. Right from Genesis. Now, I have this activity that because of time we can't now do it in groups. Because I wanted us to do this in groups, but now because of time we can't do this in groups. I will still be able to explain. I can imagine, I know the staff of conversion of Bushenyi Cluster are not of the same age. But for purpose of learning, I'm using the age of 35 as I know some of you are on the second floor, in your 20s. Some of you are in your third floor. Some people are in their fourth floor. There are those who are in the fifth floor. Among us, that's here. So if we were to get average, I'm using average for purpose of learning. I'm going to at 35. Now there is a 35-year-old staff of conversion of this cluster, whose monthly income is 500. Please, I don't know how much you earn. I'm just using this for purpose of learning. The income is 500, but you know how much you earn, and has a savings of 100,000. As of today, the 21st of August, 2025. And this staff is planning to retire in 25 years. That's our activity. If we are time, we will go back in our small groups. And then we do these activities. But because of time, this is a full day training just compressed here in 1 hour. So you will bear with me. Now what happens? Activity number 1, challenge number 1, budget. It is a want. That's why you said, I really want to do my hair. Yes. I want to do this. Because you can sell for each of these. Why? Bible tells us, I have it here. If you are having the book of Broke by choice now, I am on the page. Now I am on the page 117. Page 117, savings. fertile persons, 11 says, dishonestly manage dwindles away, but he who gathers money little by little makes it grow. Let each one of you lay aside some money, saving it up. As he may prosper, that there be no collections when I come. On the first day of every week, we are supposed to be saving money. But many of us, we don't.
So failure to saving is a sin.
Because, let me tell you, the money you save today will save you tomorrow.
Yes.
Now, the most annoying verse I've ever read in the Bible on the savings is the Proverbs 31:20. Precious treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours it. New Living Translation makes it worse. Are you among the wise? Oh, as of today, sorry, as of yesterday. As of yesterday, you have been a fool. The wise have wealth and because they have savings, because they save. But the fools spend whatever they get. That's why I know conversion pays through the bank, right? But I can tell you, reality checks, most of our banks are on the highways for the money to pass. It only passes there. That's why they say the economy. That's like the economy. The money only lands there to disappear. Because everything goes. Can somebody show me something on page 167? Page 167, let's somebody show me something there. This might save somebody as well. Page 167. Let's check the reality of the staff of compassion, of Bushenyi Cluster. Maybe it may be true, or it may not be true, but let's deal with it. Anybody there? Read for us. Yes, Reverend. Page 167, begin from the second.
On salary.
Yes.
Your salary qualifies you today.
If you get a salary loan, they ask you how much is your salary. Or to you.
Loans, especially salary loans and other loans where appraisal for the loan is appraisal for the loan is based on the amount you receive as salary.
Yes, continue.
Your salary is also important because it keeps you moving as you work. Only to pay the taxi driver, or the border rider, the landlord of the house,
yes,
feeding,
yes,
contributing to friends, and family during functions,
yes,
and condolences during burials,
yes,
paying other bills,
like school fees and so on,
like water. No wonder, by the middle of the month, most corporates or salary earners
Is that
true with us?
By the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yes. When the money comes to 25th, so by 30th.
So we don't even go to the middle of the month. We begin to cast our children. But actually, we did not plan for our life. We didn't save for our future. We didn't save. I loved the last time's slogan, securing your future. If you don't secure your future by your own savings, nobody will secure your future. Savings is there to secure your own future. But where is the problem? The problem is here, we spend whatever that comes. And then we continue with a circle where we always broke and life continues. So it is my call. Can we start today to save? And there are very many ways of saving. I have enough of it here, but because of time, we won't go there. But I have some principles that are key. Number one, set a goal. You don't just save anyhow for work. That's why you save in the morning, you withdraw in the evening, because there was no plan for that saving. Some of you got to boxes, you began saving in January, but now the box is broken.
Yeah.
It was the end of the year. Reason, there was no complete target for that money. Set the goal, set the target. Why are you saving money? Why are you saving it? Many of us, we save money for a purpose, something else, and then something else comes, we change everything, we withdraw all the money, we divert somewhere else, we start afresh. May God deliver you.
Hallelujah.
May God deliver us in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Number 2, build a habit. It's not about how much you save, it's about a habit that you build. That's why Proverbs tells us, he who gathers his money little by little makes it grow. Okay? How can you best help them? Let me tell you, some of you have been working and you're supporting those. Thank you for supporting them. But you must also let them get to a place where they can be responsible. You are the overseer, you are the CGO health, you are the CGO whichever title, and because you have the money, you will give them. And for them, they're not doing anything. Somebody there? On top of the for this? Yeah?
Our people must learn to devote themselves to doing what is good in order that they may provide for daily necessities.
They must be able to provide for their daily necessities
And not live in unproductive lives.
They shouldn't be living unproductive lives. So if you can help them to also do work, you should be able to give them money which can be able to become a capital for them to be able to do some work. But if every time you're just giving money for them to spend, and they come to you when it is over, there is a problem. And let me tell you, the day you retire broke, they will even laugh at you. Hey, he used to be the PD. That one used to be our overseer. That one was our canon. But now but he was given money. But he ate everything. He couldn't. They will laugh at you. Examples. I know people say, we don't save because our money is little, we can save. If somebody saves 1,000 shillings per day, they will save 365,000 in a month, in a year. And therefore, they can't pay like the Jenny who grows 150 at 100% interest. Yes? Because we saw how Jenny borrowed 150 at 100% interest. But imagine Jenny was saving 1,000 shillings every day. In a year, Jenny will have saved 365,000. I'm sure Jenny will have used her savings for that business she was doing. If Jenny was saving 3,000, in a year Jenny will save 1 million. So there's no way Jenny can say that she can't save because she is earning less money. It is not about how much we are earning, it is about the commitment to save. Weekly savings plan. Somebody can save, you can still save. Whether weekly, whichever amount you put at the end of the year, an amount that you can be consistent with. The issue is consistency, not how much you are saving. I know some of you, you get to 1 million, you say, I'll save this month 1 million. The following month, 50,000. You need to be consistent. So, be consistent. Challenge number 3 is investment. Colleagues, as long as you continue to rely on salary and salary alone, you will, whether like it or yes, you will remain broke. And you will be broke by choice. Yes, you are doing the work, do it very well. But we must be able to invest. Because the salary that you're receiving should be able to become seed that you can plant, that can grow and multiply. The wisest man in the Bible gave me that principle. Invest in 7 ideas. Invest in 7 or in 8. That is where the point is. And how do we invest here? I want to give you some basic principles. Like I said, I can't tell you what I did do. Going to their ability. That is the underlying point. We are from different places. Each one of us will have different strengths and abilities. So we must be able to go there. How do we get our 7 income streams? What do you have? You have knowledge. You have skills that you've learned from another person. You have talents. Things that God deposited in you from childhood that makes you to be you. Resources. You have time. You have learned. You have experience. Ways. You have ability. Question here now is, how can he use this to generate ideas that can fit for you to develop some investments where you can invest your money and the money grows, which can be 7 or 8 ventures. From the story, it was like he was a foolish. But when God speaks to you, right now, even if you go to Congo, it is there, because I was in Congo, it is there. Go to Kenya, it is there. Yes, that's it. And the factory is here. It is not an international brand.
Yes.
What am I saying? Some things they are foolish. Let me tell you, even me, there are things I said, doing people call me mad. They said, what? With all your qualifications and you are doing this? I said, I will do it because God told me to do it. And I've seen breakthroughs. Let me tell you, God will always give you a breakthrough idea. If you can be faithful to it, it will work. But the point is here. The issue is the idea. What idea is it? What idea? And how much can you invest in each of these ideas? Daily incomes, you can design what can work for you. What can you sell? What can you supply? What can you offer? To 10 people and you are selling at 100,000, it will be 1 million. But the point here is, what is that idea that is for you? Others will say, my mama, Reverend, there is money in the pigs. Oh, I went somebody to the farm and I saw this. And then you go and get 80 piglets. You don't have food for them. You will understand what it means to be that those things are the demons. Money is in the chicken meat. Then you decide to go and get 1,000 of them. Why not that I sleep 4 hours for you? You are looking after the chickens. You are frustrated, and then before you know it, they overeat the food, don't even have the bills. You say, God, what did I do to myself? Do what you can handle according to your ability. That's why you look at this. What knowledge do you have? You have knowledge. First of all, even for compassion to employ you, it was because of your knowledge. And there's something that you know that others don't still know. Skills. We learn from it. Baking skills, tailoring skills. Talents, income. It is until you identify yourself. That's why I have this beyond the job title. Who are you? Let me tell you, some people said there is this ideal job. There's the perfect job. It is a myth. Once you discover who you are, you discover your talents, you identify your areas of strength, you identify what you can do best, and you invest your resources there, it will work. So, I want to challenge all of you, what is your talent? What is your areas of strength? Do you know them? Can you convert them into so that it becomes a venture into your projects? Even I know some of you are wondering, this man is not getting tired. Yes, I'm not getting tired because it's my strength. I can talk from morning up evening. Even when I was young, I was beaten for talking. But they were trying to suppress my gift. You need to know what is your gift. For me, it is the talking, it's a gift. The writing is a gift. That's why all these books are here. Because of the writing, which is a gift. Others are wondering, where do you get all these words? It is a gift that I have. Because I can't even be quiet like you. Yeah? Land, water incomes, you can get them from either produce or from the garden. Yes? Either from the farm, from the garden. You can dig and get quarterly incomes from your produce, from the gardens. If you don't have the time for the garden work, then you can save your money where you can just buy produce and sell the produce. And you can add money. Especially, you get more money if you are to add value to the product. Value addition gives you better returns. I want to give you a simple answer. How much is maize here in Bushenyi? Maize. During the time of harvest? 500. Right now, how much is a kilo of portion? 2,000. How much is the grain? It is a kilo, right? Now, somebody who buys a kilo of maize and just sells it will earn less money than somebody who gets the maize, processes it into portion, and sells it as a portion, earns more money. Value addition. But this can be quarterly because it is not every season. Mid-year, that is after 6 years. 6 months. Annual, that's after 1 year. The idea must come from you so that you are able to diversify all of this so that you have 7 or 8 ventures based on what you have, not what you don't have. Indeed, if you are broke by choice. Challenge number 4. We must pay that 15 million, yet we are earning 500,000. Remember?
Yes.
Now, you can realize that the quickest way of paying this loan is if we increase our investments. When we increase our source of income, it becomes easier for us to be able to offset our debts. Let me tell you something here. Your salary will never grow. I'm not prophesying doom here, but let me tell you the truth. Salary will never grow. But expenditures will grow. So, you can rely on the salary. Because why does you rely on the salary of 500,000 or whichever amount that is there, chances are God has blessed you with the children who must go to school. And they must eat. And they must fall sick by God's grace. And be healed. So, but you must give them medication. Oh, these are expenditures, right? You must build a house. Let me tell you, many of us are frustrated right now because we are doing the opposite from what God is saying. Bible says in Proverbs, I quote, prepare your fields, prepare your garden, prepare your fields, prepare your outside work, and then build a house. Let me explain this again. When the Bible says in the Proverbs that prepare your outside work, make it fit for yourself, then build a house, what does it imply? There is an outside work that you must do through investment. Once you now get the money, it becomes easier for you to now get their plan and build a house. Many of us are trusting in God that we must finish our house, and the house is not getting finished, and we're getting frustrated. Because now whatever money that comes, instead of investing it, now the house wants it. Cement. Hey, cement has become cement. If you have ever done some construction, at least of a toilet, even if you not have a house, you know. But for this to happen, we must have increased our incomes. Once our investments increase and more money now comes in, it becomes very easy for us to be able to manage these other expenditures. That's why Jesus said, anyone who wants to build a house must first of all count the cost. You do that cost by understanding how much do I have, how much do I need to be able to build a house. Amen. Amen. If you are stressed and the house is taking all your money, my advice will be first pause, identify a project or projects right now that you can put in so that the projects will give you more income to be able to finish the house. Without any stress. In Jesus' name. And don't put on pressure. Just because you've gone to see Reverend. Oh, Reverend's house. Mama. Engineer, you call somebody. Hi, did you see Reverend's house? I want the one bigger than that one. You want it bigger than him. Yet for you are only having one child. And you're the family planning, so you don't want many children. And you want to have a bungalow of very many rooms. For what? Just to show that you also are among the number? You get the point? Because you must be able to construct it based on your size, based on your needs. What you want to do in that house, what you want to do in that home. And besides, please, if you want to invest in rentals, do it now when they are still fresh. Otherwise, if you say, let me first apply, then I will do a rental. People will come. Then you will put the house, yes, with your tenants. Nowadays they will say, Trump. You know what the Trump did with you said the funds. Things are still hard. So you say, wait. Yet you have pressure now. You have diabetes. You have all these kind of complications. It won't work. By the way, if you are to recover your money on the investment on the rental, don't think that you are going to get the money. It may take some of you 10 years and above to recover your money that you have put in a rent. Yeah? So, if you want to enjoy the proceeds of your money now, then the idea will be invest on it now. So that after 10 years, you can be now say, now let me begin to enjoy the fruit of my investment. Otherwise, you will be frustrated, but you leave it for the children anyway. Because after all, what you say is a good man leaves inheritance for the children's children. So, reduce your appetite for borrowing loans from sharks. There are people who just know that you are working, they run to you and say, hey, you qualify. I'm sure you've seen messages even on your phone telling you to borrow. Please don't. Don't. Because at the end of the day, the money you pay is actually exorbitantly high. I know people who have borrowed 1 million but they have paid 7 million. Why? This is what happens. There is the cost of loans here. You can check it out and it might help you. I'm now on the loans. Loan management. Page 132. Loan is a good thing if you invest it in the right position. But it is a curse if you borrow to put in something which does not give you money. For example, if you get a loan to put on your house, which is your residential home, which is not giving you income, well, the lecturer, yes, you must pay that loan with either your salary or an investment, and that money is not going to come back to you. Alright? But if you get a loan to finish up your house, rentals, every month somebody is coming in, the rentals can be able to offset the loan, right? And you will have your peace of mind. But where is the problem? Because of lack of knowledge, what do people do? They make you sign agreements where you tie yourself to some of those. What do? They make sure you take long with the loan. For example, somebody borrows 1 million. Is in a year 3%, 3 times economy is 36% interest. That's what they didn't tell you. They tell you 3%. But what they take from 72 months above for civil servants and other people. 72, 78, 86, 96, and all that. Now imagine you are borrowing this money for 96 months. How much will you have paid in interest for this money? A lot of money. That's why some people borrow less, but they pay exorbitantly high. Why? They didn't understand that dynamics. If 5 minutes, within 24 hours, they will give you money. Even if they put it on your phone, please, I beg, you are tying yourself to stress. Finally, as I end, whether we like it or yes, we must retire. And I gave them a verse and they didn't like that verse. It's helping us with financial planning. We must retire. So you must look at what can you invest, what can you do that can give you a peaceful retirement. So that you don't cast God. You don't cast compassion. You don't cast anyone. What do we do? Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 14. From there I sit down. I know many times we've been, I know many of us right now, we have become our parents' retirement packages. But please don't make your children to become your payment package.
What does that mean?
You save your money for your own retirement. If your parents are investing everything in you and they didn't save for themselves, so then the entire responsibility is now on you. Now, if they don't send you the money, you begin to curse them, which is wrong. Let me tell you, God will not even offer.
I am ready to visit you for the third time.
What you?
And I will not be a burden to you.
Okay.
Because what I want is not your possessions, but you.
What you?
After all, children should not save up for their parents.
Children should save for their parents.
But parents should.
But the parents will share with their children. That's why a good man leaves a heritage for the children. And this thing where you will expect children, hey, how far? Please send me money. Send me money. You are disturbing their peace for nothing. They also have their own responsibilities. If they give from their heart, well and good, but not on coercion. You don't coerce them to give, but please bless them, because your blessing also is from them, right? I'm not saying you be stingy, but what am I saying? Even from now, start to plan for your own retirement. Because soon you're going to retire. What do you do with it? So, and please, when you're looking at retirement investments, don't invest in a project that is going to demand a lot of energy from you. Remember, when you're not going to be old, you're going to be very weak. So as weak as you are with your stick or whatever, you shouldn't be running around with some of these projects. Identify areas where you can have your peace of mind. There are some questions. In case Jane was here, has Jane been helped? Yes. Okay, let me get questions. More comments. More supplements. Additions. Was this helpful?
Thank you so much.
Okay? On increase your investments. That's the answer. Increase your investments. Because once you increase your investments, you are going to earn more money than the 500, and it becomes easier for you to offset this loan. So that you can have different projects. You can have the dairy, if you can have the energy, if you have the ability, you can have chicken, you can have doggery. Do we have doggery also? Because people sell puppies. Somebody got the puppy and told the father and then the neighbor was complaining. You can sell pigs, you can sell whatever you sell, you can sell dogs, you can sell whatever it is, but like I said, according to your ability. Okay? According to your ability. Because don't do something which is not in your area of strength, not in your area of ability. Do something in your area of ability. Because if it is in your area of ability, then it is going to work for you. I want to throw this thing of light here. Because there are days when you can make it, you can actually get your breakthrough. But sometimes people get breakthroughs and then they over-celebrate the breakthrough. Then they become like acid. 2,000. 2,000. How about this water in the glass? That's also water.
9,000.
Where? That water is 10,000. Yes.
What is water?
Yes, that is water. No, that is water.
What is its name?
Okay. If you have time to go to Kampala,
Yes.
go to Sheraton, ask for water. You might get some water like that in the glass. Go to Golden Tulip, ask for water. They will give you something like that. It is water, not beer. It is water.
In China,
But you realize this water, and this water are the same quantity, 500 mils. All of them are 500 mils. Yeah. You must know the audience, you must know your market. For example, if you are here, you want to go and open up a shop in Dubai to sell toilet papers, nobody might buy, apart from the Ugandan who go there. Why? Those fellows don't use toilet papers. They carry the water in these containers. You might the bigger business where we fry peanuts, we fry sim, we mix together and then we fry. I sold those 3 in the 3.5 years and I was after. Right? And I would sell the honey. By that time I was here in Masaka, by the way. I was in Masaka. So I will bring the honey from the village, Arua. In Masaka, even now, a liter of honey is 25,000. But in Arua, a liter of honey is 12,000. So I will carry my honey with the jerrycans from Arua. I come and sell in Masaka. And that gave me the money to operate. Are we together? That's number 1. Number two. Even now, if you have a wedding, just invite us. We come and play live band in your wedding. Live band. And you pay us some money. And you will be happy.
Sure.
Because by trademark for playing the best guitar, I think it is all unique. They testify on my best guitar. That's not the skill. Here. Alright? Are we together? My first book came in the year 2020 during COVID. It was this one. In fact, the whole of COVID, while everything was closed, this is the book I survived on. It gave me enough money during COVID, while everything was closed. This was my first book. Yeah, people had time to read, and the organizations were ready to buy books for their staff. I didn't take advantage of it. Because, let me tell you, opportunity is not those who are ready. Okay? And a copy is only 50,000 Ghana shillings. Only. And that gave me a platform to move to. Right? So, that's why I'm coming from lived experiences. What can you do? Where is that a problem? We want to earn money, but we don't want to learn.
I want to correct Peter. I said I didn't want to talk to you. No, that is not the case. Because I looked at how the program is packed and I really never wanted to use the content. So, but I'm also happy to attend this afternoon session. You can see how the man is earning money. Come here, speak to you, and he fetches money. So this is also an eye-opener that we can use our skills, our abilities, our knowledge, and a living to expand our income. So I'm also so happy, so encouraged, and I believe this session is going to have a great impact to us as individuals, to us as project leadership. We shall not be the same again. So I will give you updates maybe via the emails and WhatsApp, not today. Thank you so much.